What's good, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra, and I don't really know why I cut on the camera today. I just really felt called to make a video. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be talking about, but I'm pretty sure, I was supposed to cut on this camera. I guess I should talk about what to do when you don't know what to do. Because I feel like a lot of us are in this space where we just don't know what to really do. Like you have an idea of what's calling to you. You have, you know what you don't want, but you don't really know exactly, what you're supposed to be doing or the next steps to take, or how to really get to that vision or that person that you're being called to be. So it's kind of like the in-between phase, where you just don't know. So my advice to my own self and my advice to anybody that's dealing with this is to, one, continue to seek God. Like literally, y'all, I just bought a hotel room, and today my whole purpose was to just focus on, like, what I feel like God wants me to do, or what he wants me to know, or just clarity. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need to change your environment, even if that's just for a day, y'all. Like, if your environment has been keeping you, just in like the same kind of energy, then move around. You don't necessarily have to move, but like start doing things outside of your city. Start traveling just a little bit. Like go on a day trip if you can afford it, y'all. Like you don't have to do much, but just get away. But yeah, my whole purpose of coming here was to just really try to hear from God, and just to see, like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, what's going on, And so I really feel like I'm in this in-between phase, where I kind of have an idea, but it's not extremely clear yet. And so for anybody who's dealing with this, like, the first thing you should do, well, I would recommend, is like really focus on God, y'all. Like, I've been putting my focus on so many other things, trying to figure it out, trying to, do this, do that, but like really focus on God. Like, really focus on God, really focus on connecting with God, and also connecting with what you feel in your heart, or like what your intuition is telling you to do. Because one thing that I heard, I follow this guy on YouTube, and he basically was saying that a lot of us just think of God as this external source. Well, really, God is within us, and a lot of times that's him telling you, or when you just have like how I just felt the need to turn on this camera, or how I just up and bought a hotel room, or it's just those little things that we kind of second guess or don't really think about. God is in those details, basically. And so I feel like if your intuition, if your soul is telling you to move to a different city, something just keeps telling you to move to a different city, or something keeps telling you to quit this job, or something's telling you not to quit the job, or something's telling you that's something, that we call is God. You know, he lives within us. He is, you know, he just is within us, y'all. And like, you have to learn how to listen to that voice, you know? So I would just say, like, start to really get clear on what you're feeling like you should do, or what something is telling you to do, or what God is telling you to do. And even if it doesn't make sense, y'all, to you. And also just really get closer to God, like really seek him, really, you know, speak scriptures over your life, like really get a better connection with him, you know. So that would be my first like suggestion. What else would I suggest? I would suggest like really diving into your passions, into your gifts. You know, start doing more of things that like excite you. Even if it's not for like money. I think a lot of us right now are focused on trying to make money. And honestly, I believe that when you really, well, for me, not gonna say for everybody else, this is my belief about myself. But I think that when I really start to start working on what I'm passionate about instead of trying to focus on money, I really do think that I can make money from what I love to do, you know? And I think too many of us are just worried about money or being influencers or this or that, when maybe that's not even how you're going to make money, you know? Maybe that's really not even what God is trying to get you to do with your passions, you know? Maybe he's just wanting you to just let go of all the plan that you have and just explore yourself through your passions, you know, really dive into what you love to do, what excites you, with no strings attached. No freaking strings attached. Don't worry about making money. Don't worry about how it looks to other people. Don't worry about trying to make it perfect. Like, just start doing things that you love to do, that you're passionate about, that you're good at, and that excites you. Period. That's a really good tip. So my first one is connect to God more and really start to follow your intuition. My second one is to start to do more of what you're passionate about and what you love to do, like whenever you have time. My third tip is to really think about what you're thinking about. You know, a lot of times when we're stuck and confused and in this in-between stage, we're worried too much about the future, or we're stuck in the past, or we are just in this state of trying to figure things out, you know? And we're looking at our past like, oh my gosh, like I don't want my life to keep looking the way it's been looking. We're in the future, like, oh my gosh, like how can I, you know, hurry up and change things or make things better? You know, we're just kind of in panic mode. You know what I'm saying? And that's because we're focusing on everything that we don't want. And so I really would say focus on just understand where you are. Like, you are in a space where you are confused, you are kind of in panic mode, you're worried, and this, and that. So I'm not going to say try to change your thoughts as if like don't think about that stuff, because you're naturally going to think about that. But just kind of try to be more aware of whenever you're panicking and not like feed into it. You know what I'm saying? Just be present for it, you know? And also start to speak over yourself. Start to focus your mind. Try to focus on your mind on more things that you're grateful for, that you already have going good in your life right now. Start to focus on or point out things that you're good at, not just focusing on all the things that's, you know, that you're not good at. Start to focus on things that you have going for yourself, you know, instead of focusing on all the negative in your life. You know, that creates your world, that creates your environment, that creates your atmosphere, how you think about where you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, really look at your struggle and everything up to this point. Find a way to change that perspective, change that narrative on where you are. You know, look at your past. Try to look at your past as a good thing. Okay, maybe I did feel different. Okay, maybe I didn't live the way other people live. Maybe I was a little bit different, or whatever it was that you're upset about. Or maybe I did make those mistakes, but that has gotten me to this point, you know. That has led me here. That has led me to God. That has led me to try to understand myself more. If I wouldn't have experienced those things, then I would never be where I am, you know. So I feel like just trying to focus on the positive, you know, focus on the positive. Speak good things over yourself. Speak good things over your mind. You know, try to focus your mind on positive things as much as possible. You know, still allow yourself to feel everything. Don't suppress those negative feelings. Allow yourself to feel them, but know that it's for good reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, change that perspective on it, you know? Change that perspective on it. I'm not going to be in this place forever. I'm not going to be in pain forever. And I'm grateful that God has me here so that I can learn more about Him, so that I can learn more about myself, so that I can learn how to get through hard things. You know, it's okay. It's okay to go through rough times. But at the end of the day, you have to know in your heart that it's not forever, you know? And I know that's harder said than done. That's easier said than done, but yeah. So I know there was kind of a lot in that tip, but I just feel like really trying to focus your mind on positivity, focusing everything on positivity, basically, and changing your perspective on where you are. And another tip I would say is I just had it in my head. So I said, basically, focus on God and listen to your intuition. My second tip was start to do more things that you are passionate about. 3 is really try to focus on the positive versus the negative and kind of change your perspective on where you are right now. And so my 4th tip would be to really find your confidence. My 4th tip would really be to really try to find your confidence. Like, I feel like that's just so important, you know? And I feel like once you know that God is with you, God is on your side, like, you really have to dive deep into yourself and work on yourself when it comes to confidence. Like, nothing is going to, like, Sorry, y'all thought I saw a bug. But nothing's really going to come to pass for you if you're not confident in yourself. Like, you really, really, really have to consciously work on being a more confident person. And I think that, a lot of this has to do with your belief system. You got to change your belief system. You got to upgrade the beliefs that you have about yourself. You can no longer allow your lack of confidence to hold you back. Like, a lot of times we know that we have the vision. God is telling us, like, this is what you should be doing. You have the urges to do certain things, and you allowing your own beliefs about yourself to hold you back. It's like, you will never go anywhere if you don't believe that you can. You'll never get God can be there and support you all day. He's not going to force you to do anything. He's not going to force you to believe anything, So I think you have to make a conscious effort to be present with what to recognize and analyze your current beliefs, and then to do the work to shift those beliefs, because that's the only way. Like, and that just comes with self-perspective, the way that you perceive yourself, your self-image, the way you see yourself. Like, just with all of that, you have to really dive into that. And don't think that you have to do it by yourself. Like, God will be there for you, but you really have to make a conscious effort. You can't expect God to just be like, okay, poof, you confident now. You gonna wake up confident. No, like, it's a conscious effort. And so I just think that a lot of us are depending on God for that, when you have to do it for yourself. Like, you got to be confident. You can't expect him to just do it for you, And I think that's a big part of feeling stuck, or feeling like in this in-between phase, is we're not doing enough. Like, I feel like I'm not doing enough, and just kind of sitting back and waiting on God. And God is just kind of like, it doesn't work like that. Like, you have to believe. I'm not going to force you to believe. I'm not going to force these things into your heart. Like, you got to do the work. Okay, so I'm going to think of one last tip. Okay, so let's recap. First tip is to focus on God and follow your intuition. I feel like those are really hand in hand, because God really gives us, He speaks to us a lot of times through our intuition. So focus on God and follow your intuition. Y'all, these are really just coming from the top of my head. 2 is do more of what excites you, do more of what you're passionate about, do more of what you love to do without with no strings attached. So don't think about money, don't worry about all of that. Do what God has given you. Use your God-given abilities, basically. 3 is to be more aware of what you're focusing on, what you're putting your energy towards. Are you putting your energy towards positive things? Are you allowing your mind to go to positive things, or are you focusing on negative things and just constantly, indulging in negative energy? Are you focused on good things or bad things? Where's your mind at? How do you wake up feeling in the morning? What you thinking about in the morning? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a really big tip, because that would, I feel like if you're in a bad space, that if you just focusing on how bad it is, it would just make it worse. You got to have some kind of balance. Don't stop yourself from feeling it, but definitely realize that if I keep focusing on all this negative stuff, then I'm just bringing in more negative. my situation. Your situation will get real dark real fast. And then my last tip, my fourth tip was to find your confidence. Get more confident, man. Get more confident. Start believing in yourself. Change your beliefs. Start analyzing what you already believe about yourself and shift that shit. You don't have to, just because you believe this way about yourself as a kid doesn't mean that you continue to believe those things about yourself, as an adult. You can change those things. And then my last tip is going to be and this is for being in your in-between phase. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to figure it out. That's probably the best tip, honestly, and all of these are really good. But stop trying to figure it out. Allow yourself to kind of be in that confusion. Allow yourself to be present for that kind of pain. Allow yourself to be, because a lot of times when we're trying to figure things out, it's because we're trying to block from feeling what we're already currently experiencing. But I think the only way is through. The only way is through. Allow yourself to be confused. Allow yourself to feel pain. Allow yourself to feel lost. Allow yourself to feel alone. Allow yourself to feel these things. And don't run from it. Allow it. Stop trying to figure it out. I think that's the worst thing that you can do, is try to play God. You know what I'm saying? Really ask yourself, what is God trying to teach me? What is God trying to show me right now? What does God want me to know? What direction is He leading me? You know what I'm saying? Don't panic. Don't panic, because that's the worst thing that you can do, honestly. That's the worst thing that you can do is panic. And I know that, on this journey of just kind of finding yourself and finding God and just connecting, more with yourself and with God, they can get real scary real fast. Trust me, y'all. I have been there. I've been there. But like I said, the worst thing that you can do is panic. And it's kind of like when you're swimming, When you're swimming, if you start to sink and you start to panic, you're just gonna sink faster. Even with quicksand. In quicksand, they tell you not to move. Because if the more you move, the more you get sucked in. The more you panic, the more you get sucked in. And I just feel like that's how it is when you're in this stage of not knowing what to do. You just have to allow things to be as much as possible. Be present as much as possible. Because if you're worried and you're panicking, you're missing all the signs that God is trying to give you in order to get out of where you are. You're going to get stuck in this phase of life. You're going to get stuck in this confusion. And this will become your life, if you start to panic. And if you're not focused on God, you know what I'm saying? So really start to ask, what is this supposed to teach me? And rest, not only in knowing that God has it figured out for you and that He has a plan for you, but also rest in knowing that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. No more, no less. Stop comparing your life. Stop worrying about other people. Stop trying to be further, and be present for where you are. and start working with where you are. That is the easiest way, I feel like, to actually start seeing some progress and to start moving forward. You just can't panic, man. You cannot panic. And I know that it's hard because it can get so dark and you can feel so isolated. You can feel so alone and by yourself, and your world can just look crazy and you just really feel lost. Y'all, you just got to depend on God, bro. Nobody can help you out of this. Nobody can help you through that but God, you know. I feel like I kind of try to depend on people or depend on just external things, and it's just like, no, like, don't do that. God is within you. God is with you. He didn't put you through this to leave you dry. Like, he didn't put you through this to make you suffer, you know. He put you through this so that you can grow as a person, you know, and you have to know that in the back of your mind, y'all. Like, you really got to know that. But yeah, I feel like those are amazing tips, man. That last tip hits home, y'all. Do not panic, bro. Allow everything to happen. Allow yourself to be exactly where you are. Exactly where you are. Do not distract yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be present for the pain. Be present for the lessons. Be present for the confusion. Be present for feeling lost, you know. Be present for it. You know, it might hurt, but it'll hurt worse if you continue to self-sabotage and prolong the pain, when really it's just a release. It's just a release. It's supposed to teach you something and then it's supposed to leave. But, you know, it can't happen if you keep suppressing it and keep running from it. You have to be still. And so, those are my tips. Those are amazing tips, and they just came on from the top of my head too. So I'm gonna repeat them one more time. 1, focus on God in following your intuition. 2, do more of what you love. Do more of what you're passionate about and what excites you, with no strings attached. 3, focus on positive things. You know, don't let your mind go to the dark places. Go to dark places. You know, focus on positivity. Focus on perspective. Yeah, just focus on positive things, y'all. Encourage yourself. 4, get your confidence right. Work on your confidence. Work on your confidence as a person. Change your beliefs about yourself. And 5, stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to figure out ways to change your circumstances. Stop trying to figure out. And allow everything that's happening to happen. And know that this is divine. Where you are right now is divine timing. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. God is with you and God is supporting you. Yeah, everything is going to work out as long as you allow things to happen as they're supposed to happen. So yeah, y'all, those are my 5 tips on what to do when you don't know what to do. And I hope y'all got a lot out of this video, and I will see y'all in my next one. Peace.